I punched my wife's best friend after she touched me inappropriately. My wife, Lauren, had this best friend named Melissa, who always gave me weird vibes. She'd find excuses to touch my arm when she laughed, lean over me when reaching for things, and constantly text me directly instead of going through Lauren. She'd send stuff like, "Can you help me move this weekend?" Or, "You're so good at fixing things. Can you look at my sink?" I always declined politely and kept our interactions minimal. It got worse 6 months ago when Melissa went through a bad breakup. She started showing up unannounced when Lauren was at work. I'd make excuses to leave, but she'd say she just wanted to hang out with her favorite couple. I mentioned it to Lauren once, but she said Melissa was just going through a rough time and needed support. Last Saturday, we hosted Lauren's birthday party at our house. About 30 people showed up. Family, friends, co-workers. I was grilling in the backyard when Melissa came out and offered to help. She'd been drinking since she arrived and kept getting closer every time I moved. She started talking about how she wished she could find a guy like me, someone reliable and strong. I kept redirecting the conversation, trying to ignore the red flags. Then she cornered me by the grill. Everyone else had gone inside to sing happy birthday. She put her hand on my chest and said she'd always been attracted to me. Before I could step back, she grabbed me between my legs and whispered that we could sneak upstairs while everyone was distracted. I shoved her hand away and told her to get away from me, but she grabbed at me again. That's when I punched her. Not a full force hit, but hard enough that she stumbled backward and fell into the patio table. Her lips split and she started screaming. People rushed outside. Lauren looked horrified. Melissa was crying hysterically, blood running down her chin. When Lauren asked what happened, Melissa said I'd cornered her and tried to kiss her, then hit her when she rejected me. She said I'd been making comments about her body all night and finally made my move when no one was watching. I tried to explain, but Melissa kept crying and saying she couldn't believe I'd attack her. Lauren's mom immediately believed Melissa. Half the guests looked at me like I was a monster. The party ended with Melissa leaving, saying she was going to the hospital and considering calling the police. Lauren and I fought the rest of the night. She wanted to believe me, but Melissa had been her best friend since college, 12 years. She'd never seen Melissa act inappropriately, and now her friend was bleeding at her own birthday party. The next day, Lauren's brother Derek called. He said 3 of Melissa's friends had reached out after hearing her story. She'd told one person I cornered her in the kitchen, another that I followed her to the bathroom, and another that I grabbed her first. None of the stories matched. On Monday, our neighbor Grant knocked on our door. He'd been in his upstairs window and had a clear view of our backyard. He saw the whole thing, Melissa approaching me, touching me pushing her away, her grabbing at me again, and then me hitting her. He said he was coming forward because he'd heard Melissa was spreading a different story. Lauren finally believed me. She was furious about the assault and about Melissa trying to destroy our marriage. She called Melissa and told her their friendship was over. Melissa tried to say she'd misremembered because of the alcohol, but Lauren wasn't having it. 3 days later, Melissa showed up at our house. Her lip was still swollen. She begged Lauren to hear her out. She admitted she'd had feelings for me for over a year, that seeing us happy made her jealous. She said she knew touching me was wrong, but she thought maybe I'd felt the same. When I rejected her, she panicked and lied because she didn't want to lose Lauren's friendship. I told her she needed to leave and never contact us again. Melissa started crying, saying she'd made one mistake and was losing everything. Lauren cut her off. She said, "Asphalting my husband wasn't one mistake. It was assault, and then you tried to make him the villain."